Special guest in the house today. We making her story in here today. I'm super excited. So I'm gonna give y'all a couple seconds to share this. So if you're on Grind City TV Network, Roku, I love you. Thank you for watching. If you are on Grind City, the app, I love you. Thank you for watching. But if you're on Facebook, you can share it. See, we're there. So, I mean, sharing is caring, my good people. Sharing is caring. So I suggest that you share it. I'm going to tag Dr. I ain't going to tell y'all who she is yet. In it, so she can. And then we'll be right back. This is the B.O.B. Business Over BS. And y'all know, I know y'all surprised. I know y'all surprised. Y'all see who's here. I know y'all. If you ain't see the flyer, I think they couldn't stand each other. You see? Love is love, man. We'll be right back with the B.O.B. Business Over. Hi, Mom. Mom makes me say hi to her every time. Business over bullshit. What you selling, what you pitching, are you educating? Sit down with K.Bey, share the moves you are making. Grind City will broadcast you all across the nation. Intelligent convo with no drama or debating. Business over bull. We put the business over bull. Business over bullshit. Business over bull, and let's get this money, yo. Put that business over bull. Business over bullshit. Business over bullshit. Business over bullshit. Business over bull. Put that business over bull, and let's get this money, yo. Business over bullshit.
A human being, teach your seeds how to read and protect the queen. The way the elders taught us, we might not have been brought up. It's time for us to change the cycle and refine a product. Create businesses.
Wanna see you crawl like a scarab or a beetle. They wanna see you fall like the seasons when the leaves do. Life could be hard like trying to thread a needle. In this cold, cold world, many people try to deceive you.
Baby girl, I dig that. Yup, it's on. Cantrell, yeah, it's on. Rock this beat, hey, rock this song. Rock your hips, cause this your song. DJ, drop this here in the club.
So I'm powerful, battered and bruised, I'm still powerful. On full go, never on cruise, my my brand powerful. Split the truth right through to my youth, they so powerful. Manifest whatever we choose, now that's powerful. Powerful, better than. Let's get it. Here we go. We are here. Say hi. We got Dr. Epps, a.k.a. Hollywood in the building. We here. We're going to talk about her new book. We're going to talk about her story and journey of Pittsburgh. So, without further ado, Dr. Hollywood, please, by all means, introduce yourself.
What's up? It's Dr. Amber Epps, a.k.a. Dr. Hollywood. Happy to be here. We even got along. But yeah, I know I was supposed to come here a long time ago, so I'm happy to be here today.
I'm happy to see you. I'm happy you're doing well. I'm happy that you are healthy and full of light and energy. Before we even go any further, because people did think we didn't like each other, I want to say to you again, when I first met you, I was like, who is this person and why is she getting all my damn shine? I done worked my ass off. And one thing that I like to do is challenge myself to see all the good in people. That's things people don't know. I'm telling y'all some buttons, jewels. And I sat back and I watched you. You're freaking brilliant. You're brilliant. I see why people gravitate towards you. I think the one thing that drove me crazy about you the most is that you're extremely monotone. Extremely. You're always like this all of the time. I said, she gonna laugh in here today. Yeah. She gonna crack up in here with me today. Yeah. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being a presence in Pittsburgh, not just in hip hop, but in marketing and branding and just in ideas, just in the courage of doing the things that you do. I absolutely admire you and I respect you. So by all means, let's get into it. This is Business Up with Bull. Let's talk about it. You a.k.a. Hollywood. So real quick, let's go through your Pittsburgh story, your journey. You were an artist. I know that you are a DJ, but you are not just a rap artist. You are a multifaceted artist. So let's talk about your art. Tell me a little bit about all the forms of art that you participate in.
Well, I'm a hip hop artist. I love music, all kinds of music. I was raised on music. Music is everything to me. I'm also a visual artist, so I'm part of a group called the Not White Collective, which is a group of 13 women, and we call ourselves the Not White Collective because we don't align ourselves with the ideas of white supremacy. So as part of the collective, but also as an individual artist, as I mentioned, I make visual art, so that's a lot of things I make with found objects that I just find outside, like on the street or in nature or in the thrift store. I do installation art. And also with sculptural assemblage, or however they want to say that. So where I just take a bunch of things and I put them together, and I'm like, look, Mom, I'm not a hoarder. I'm an artist.
I'm not a hoarder.
No.
I told you, Mom, I'm not a hoarder.
Yeah.
Trust me. I used to think that when I had all these daggone records. Every time I moved, people hate moving me because it was the records. How did you get into... We think about music, and music is kind of easy to get into. Oh, I think I can do it, so I do it. How did you get into creating art, like sculptures and the assembly art? How did you get into that? What made you say, hey, this is something that I like, and this is something that I want to share with others? Because not all of the art that we're capable of doing do we feel confident enough to share with others. So what made you do that?
Well, growing up, I never thought I was an artist or could be an artist, because when you take art class, I guess I'm going to speak from like the public school experience, they show you certain types of art, and a lot of times I was like, that's ugly. So maybe I'm not an artist because I'm not seeing what they see in that, and I'm just like I wanted to make stuff, but I was like, my art doesn't look like what they're showing, so maybe I suck at this. And then I want to say it was 2014, 2015, something like that. It's Pittsburgh Filmmakers, which is no longer around, had a professional development program for artists called Flight School, and I got accepted into the Flight School Fellowship as a hip hop artist. So I was around a lot of visual artists, and through that program I was able to take some, I want to say free or really reduced classes at Pittsburgh Center for Arts and Media, and I took a mosaic class, and I was like, oh, this is cool, I like this. So I made some. I was like, that's kind of cool. And so then I started finding things and like putting them together. And the first art show that I was in, that I can remember being in, was at Most Wanted Fine Art Gallery.
Garfield.
No longer in Garfield.
Right.
So sad. Shout
Right.
out to Nina and Jason and Rowdy. And I was like, oh, look at people liking my art. And I was like, maybe I am an artist. That's kind of cool. And then I always wrote stuff. So I have notebooks of things that I had written, but I didn't like consider sharing that. I just like started playing with more art stuff. And then I became part of the Not White Collective, and I'm the only hip hop artist in the collective. So I'm around a lot of other visual artists, and I'm like, well, they're inspiring me. And when I'm around other artists in general, whether they're musicians, whatever, that feeds me. And so it makes me want to go home and make stuff. And so I started making stuff and putting it in art shows, and people were like, we like this. Do you want to show this in this museum,
Yeah.
or this exhibit, or in the Carnegie Library? I'm like,
Really?
yeah. Okay, cool. And then from the end of 2022 to through the spring of 2023, I had an installation at the airport.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
This is
what?
growing.
You
Yeah.
know, after I dropped off the art and set it up, I was walking out to my car, and I just looked up at the sky and I busted out laughing. I was like, I'm effing famous. I was just like, I have art in the airport. So
Yeah.
it's just like a person who didn't think that they were an artist because of what they saw when they were younger. So it wasn't until my like mid 30s to early 40s where I was like, no, I'm an artist.
Yeah. I'm an
And
artist.
it made me realize like everybody has the ability to be an artist. And everybody's definition of art is different too.
Oh yeah, mine is extremely different. You don't want that problem. You don't want that problem at all. I think that your courage to just try is amazing. Where do you think you get that from?
Oh, I probably have some past life trauma. I know I do. But also, I don't really like being told no or that I can't. And if you tell me no or that I can't do something, I'm like, I bet you I can.
Watch me show you.
Watch me.
I'm gonna
do
show
this.
you.
And a lot of things I do them just because like, and I'm trying not to do this so much. That's how I end up so busy, but just because I can, because I'm like, I think people might be afraid to do this, so I'm going to do it, because also that might inspire somebody else to take a risk to do what they want to do.
So, would you say that your major goal for the things that you do is to inspire others? Because you do that often. Is that intentional for you?
I guess I don't like necessarily go into it like, if I do this, others might do it. It's a lot of times that's just a consequence of it. A lot of times it's, let me just see if I can pull this off. See what happens.
See if I throw this against the wall,
if it's gonna
will it
stick.
work?
And if it doesn't, then we just sweep it up and act like it didn't happen.
Dope. It's so much with you. We have touched stages together. We have done events together. You've hired me. Like, she actually paid me. Shout out to Hollywood. And you've inspired me to continue to go. We live in a city where our women are not put on the front burner for our minds. And we have to sometimes, some women betray these little stereotypes before they see our mind.
Right.
I've not seen you do that at all. I've not seen you do that. Like, she does not look like the mind that she is. But, I mean, sometimes you're just so stern. I'll be like, do people test you? Do people try you? Do they test you like you won't snap their head off? Because I've seen you rap before, and I was like, yeah, I would never, ever battle her. Ever. Your wordplay is serious. You read it right. But do people test you? Do people tell you no? Like, no, we're not accepting that for you. Do better. Or is it
Not
always
really.
you? Yeah.
Not really, but but if somebody does come to me and is like, that's like, if somebody were to tell me to do better, I'd be like, oh my God, first of all, like, okay, let me go figure out like what that means, or like how I can do better, because a lot of times like, it's not helpful to me as an artist or a human being in general if people are saying yes all the time. Like, there have been, for instance, I've taken some comedy classes recently, a writing class, and I didn't get as much constructive feedback as I thought I should have. I felt like I was just being told yes, and I'm like, well, I'm here to learn so I can be better at this, and you're not helping me be better if you're just kind of going, oh, no, that's great. And so, like, I would like constructive feedback. I mean, you know, especially if it's, you know, from somebody that I respect or, you know, has experience in the field that I'm doing the thing on, not just somebody who's like, you suck.
So do you.
Yeah, like, don't we all at something, right?
We all suck at something.
Yeah.
I suck at many things. I just don't suck. I'd rather not. We're going to watch your music video real quick, and when we come back, we're going to talk about you as a hip-hop artist, and also what this video is about. Well, actually, we could do that before we watch the video. What's this video about? And it's called No Sleep Till Brooklyn. To Brooklyn or Till Brooklyn? Till Brooklyn. I felt like
the Beastie Boys.
Yeah, I had a hard time finding it first. Like, this is dope. But it seems like you came from like a parental point of view in this video. Tell us a little bit about this before we play it.
So I wrote this song to the daughter that I chose not to have. I couldn't scientifically say that I knew that it would have been a girl, but my body knew. When I was younger, I chose to have an abortion, and this is the song that I wrote to that child. But I think that this song also touches people who have experienced the loss of a child in a number of different ways through, you know, death or, you know, the child's gone missing or, you know, separation of families, anything. I've definitely had a lot of people come up to me and say that they're touched by the story that I shared. And that's really important to me. And I was so happy to have my good friend Chris Ivy direct.
Shout out to Chris Ivy. He's dope. Shout out.
Chris Ivy. That's my homie.
Yeah.
So that just made it even better. And we like drove up to Brooklyn, did some of the footage, rode back, stopped, got some of my favorite potato chips in Central PA.
You have to have those potato chips.
All around good trip with an all around good person. And this video has been displayed in a number of places. It's been in art exhibits. It's been at the Three Rivers Arts Festival. It's been shown at Carlo. So it makes its way around. Yeah. Outside of just YouTube.
Well, now it's here on Grind City TV, the B.O.B. Check it out. No Sleep Till Brooklyn. Hollywood shot by Mr. Chris Ivy. Let's go.
When I get to Brooklyn, I'ma hold her in my arms, put my lips upon her face and lift her to the stars. Say, baby girl, I got you, always kept you in my heart. I know I made some bad decisions, but they can't keep us apart. I'll meet you on the bridge when it's time to cross over. I don't know what you look like, but I'm confident I'll know ya. I see it in your eyes, and I pray that you forgive me. I was young and I was dumb, I didn't think I had it in me to give you what you needed. Wish that I could do it over, keep your memory in my jewelry box next to a 4-leaf clover. I think about you all the time and wonder if you're watching. Should I continue writing? Guess I'll just proceed with caution. Brooklyn, no sleep till Brooklyn. I got so much to prove, I'm on this train and I'm alone, so I'm going super hard until I can bring you home. Brooklyn, no sleep till Brooklyn. Was I strong enough to raise you up in this unbalanced world where we emasculate our boys and we demoralize our girls? What if your daddy didn't show up? Could I teach you how to grow up? Play your cards, protect your heart, go hard and never slow up. But hold up, would you wanna be just like me? I tell you, no, you gotta be your own, and knowledge is the key to life. And all that it encompassed with our history is no mystery. Can't blame if you don't trust it, so I put it on my mama that these words are so legit. All the drama with your father made me doubt that I commit. Hard as it is, I'd be remiss if I didn't admit how I wonder what the first words would have been from out your lips. I braid your hair with pretty bows and polish all your baby toes. I mark the door as you grow. What's in my heart, I hope you know. and stay always by my side. And when I sing to the moon, I sing to you the sweetest lullaby. Brooklyn, no sleep till Brooklyn. I got so much to prove, I'm on this train and I'm alone, so I'm going super hard until I can bring you home. Brooklyn, no sleep till Brooklyn.
Get this in print. Grind Daz Magazine Volume 6. Fresh off the presses with the Thank You DJ edition. Featuring Nico Charisse, interviews of the legendary Mixmaster Ice. From UTFO, national renowned DJ Black Steel, Canada's #1 DJ Quicksand and others. Plus the latest from DeVivian Gray, Anna Rafika and more. Plus news from Grind City. You want to get this in print. Grindersmagazine.com. Don't forget, thank your DJ. Get this in print. Grind Daz Magazine.
That was dope. I see why people played it everywhere. That was dope, y'all. Clap it up. I don't have sound effects on my show. I'm not that chick. I'm not her. I'm already pressing enough buttons over here. My name is K.Bey. This is the B.O.B. We are here with Dr. Epps, a.k.a. Hollywood. We just got done watching her video, No Sleep Till Brooklyn, and she was giving us a little background about that video. I would like to get into the background about your music career in Pittsburgh, your story. And it's not just Pittsburgh, because I've seen you on like billboards and, Times Square. I mean, you get it on. When did you decide? I was at Scrap's house getting my hair cut, and he was playing this old ass footage. Oh my goodness.
God.
Yo, I didn't realize you had been in the game that long. Like, he had this old footage, and he was like, yeah, she was like the only chick that was like hard enough to roll with us. Are you really hood? Like, you really hood?
Listen, I'm about that life. I mean, at least maybe not right now at this age, but I was definitely with the BS. Right, so listen.
Like, you was a fighter and everything.
You know what? No, I didn't have to fight.
Oh, okay. My mama said, "Don't ask questions. You don't want that work. You don't want that work."
But yeah, that's funny because I remember when I met Scrap, and actually the way I met Scrap, he was riding a bike down the street, like up the street, and I was walking down the street or something, and I was like, "What you looking at?" Like, that's how we met. And we just became real tight. Yeah, that's how we met, and we became real tight, and we were like, well, we're cousins now.
Right.
And then, like, I remember I told him I rapped, and he was like, oh, whatever, no, you don't, because I was like, I want to rap with y'all, and he basically was trying to act like I wasn't going to be hard enough, so I had to drop something on him. He was like, okay, you rap with us.
He told me about when y'all went to, I think, New Orleans or something like that.
Yes.
He said that was crazy.
Wow.
Crazy.
We didn't talk to each other for a long time after we came back. Everybody who was in that car just didn't talk to each other.
What happened, though? What happened from your perspective? This is hip-hop history in Pittsburgh.
We were going down to perform at the Jazz Festival. We were asked to come down and perform. And this was before, like, the internet was big. Like, there was a little bit of internet. We had MapQuest, so we had to print out the directions. There was no GPS.
Yeah.
So me and Scrap, his brother, Craze, I think Craze came with us. His cousin Worm, and his brother Sherman, a.k.a. Mad Money, got in my Geo. Geo Prism, I pull up in the Geo Prism. They be like, oh, no, she did it. But, yeah, just drove down New Orleans. Me and Scrap were the only people in the car that had any money.
Oh, that sucks right there. That sucks right there.
Yeah, it was a wild time. And then when we found out where we were performing at, it was like some backwoods, like country bar where we're like, I don't know if we should.
Did y'all rock it?
I didn't really remember none of my lyrics because I wrote some of the stuff on the way down, and they were like, it don't even matter. These people ain't paying attention.
They don't care.
To us. But we met some cool people from out of town. I remember we met some dudes named Mudface Crew, and I don't remember a lot of things, but part of their hook was Mudface Crew. But it's the MFC to the Rusty. We were like, me and Scrapping and we're singing like all weekend. Somebody would just be like, Mudface Crew, and then somebody else was like, it's MFC to the Rusty.
That's dope.
So yeah, it was crazy. Like we were buying, like, we went to the store and bought a loaf of bread and some mayonnaise and some chips and was like, here's y'all food.
This is what y'all
Here's
eating.
some ramen noodles. Put it in the coffee
Put
pot.
it in a coffee pot.
In the hotel room, because, like, I'm not buying y'all Popeyes.
Yeah. Y'all grown.
Y'all grown. You came down here with no money. But, yeah, that was like 99.
That's the classic stuff. That's the stuff that makes you, that it molds you. I remember going to Detroit by myself with all this materials and having to trying to film and watch my stuff.
Yeah.
I look around, these guys is wearing my shirt. I'm like, hey, you ain't paid for that, bro. I wanted to fight in Detroit about my shirt. Those are just the things that mold us. So you get back to Pittsburgh, and then you become this Hollywood. You're not just a rapper. You're a marketing genius. You're kind of like a mogul in your own lane. You open up a store. We got on this women thing. The one thing that I really loved about you was the PMS. I thought that was so brilliant, and the way your face looks. I'm like, does she always have PMS? Like, is that how did you come up with that? Because I thought it was brilliant. PMS, all women show. Come on, man. Who thinks of that? How do you think of this stuff?
It literally just comes to me. I'm like, somebody must be telling it to me over my shoulders. I got some really strong spirit guys. They be telling me what to say and write. So shout out to them.
Shout out to the spirit guys.
But All Female Hip Hop Buffet.
Hey.
Was a show that I had the pleasure of being in before I put on PMS. And so that was you inspiring me. And also the reason that I did that show was because somebody told me I couldn't be in one of their shows. And I was like, well, I'm going to make my own shows.
Hey, you know what? I think that's 99% of why I'm here in this lane. From people telling us what we cannot do. People telling us that we're supposed to not like each other because we're in a similar lane. One person that made sure I understood that we could was Kelly Mace. I love her. She taught me so many lessons, and she put us on stage together.
I know. I remember being like,
I gotta go. Damn. We were not on good terms at that time. We were not. And we were supposed to go to this little place and write these songs. Write this song together.
Anti-fracking
show. And we get there, and we're like, we're just going to use some lyrics we already got. Because it was so and then she turned around and put us on the Talib Kweli show together. So we've had those opportunities. What made you open up the store in East Liberty?
In Garfield.
Garfield. Let me be correct. In Garfield, Pennsylvania. Yes.
Well, so when I first got the space at the end of 2014, I opened up Local 412. So it was a gallery, small retail space. I had a little stage built, and we would do like open mics and other little events there because, there aren't a lot of venues in the city that will let us do hip hop shows. Or if we do, they charge us extra. We got to pay for extra security. And we know we've never had issues.
It's always the big names.
It's always the Kenny Chesney.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
The big names are coming. It ain't us. It ain't local hip hop. We ain't shooting.
So we were doing things like that out of there. And I did that for maybe a year and a half, 2 years. But at the end of the day, it wasn't paying the rent in the space. And plus, there were people that lived upstairs. And I was always worried about the noise and stuff like that. But it was cool to have the space where we could still have community at. And that place used to be packed. We did some epic shows in there.
Yeah.
And then after that, I turned it into Arts and Crafts Botanica and a cult shop. And actually, when I first got the space, I'm like, I got these 2 ideas. I'm going to try this one first.
If it don't work.
And then if it doesn't work, I'm going to do this one next. And
why'd you close it?
We wanted our personal time back. We just needed we got some personal things we have to work on. And also, the physical space was kind of falling apart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there were some, weird smells. And every time the person upstairs took a bath, it would leak through the ceiling.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
You deal with that for about 9 years. You're, kind of tired of cleaning up other people's bath water.
That part.
I hope it's bath water.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
Oh, but when I put my hands in there.
Yeah. But after much thought, I'm reopening the shop online. definitely had separation anxiety. That's my baby. And I had a lot of our customers are like, I don't know where to get my stuff. And so working on that for right now. So hopefully in the next several weeks, I'll have that back up and running.
So y'all heard that here. That's exclusive.
Yep. Arts and Crafts.
It's coming
Botanical
back.
Cult Shop.
It's coming back.
online.
That's what's up. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Love to hear that. Because I was hurt. I was so proud to see you open up that shop. Again, another inspiration. Okay, this is the next step that I'm supposed to. Okay, so let me clear this up so people can understand. In this city, especially us women, we don't have too many people who do steps so clearly that shows you what you're supposed to do next. For me, you were one of those people.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So it's like, all right, we did the hip hop thing, we did the shows. I had already did awards before. I'm like, what do I do next? She got a building. That's what you do next. Go get that. Go put all of that in there. It shouldn't be in your house anymore. You have to grow. You have to evolve. You have to change. I learned that from you. And thank you very much for showing me, for one, because there's not too many people that I receive information from that I actually am going to use in this city, because I know it's tainted with a different kind of energy. I knew what our relationship was. Didn't matter. I knew what it was. It didn't matter what people thought it was. I knew what it was. I'm pulling up on you, Hollywood. You know I'm coming. Live blazing. I'm coming. Because I was so proud. I was so proud of you. And I still am. I mean, you're a doctor. We're going to get there. Because we're going to talk about this book. We're going to get there. But what about Pittsburgh hip-hop disappointed you the most and pleased you the most?
Ooh.
Yeah, Button's
See,
going to get you
when I was
sooner or
like,
later.
Can you give me the questions up front?
Nah.
Like, no.
Oh, that ain't too bad.
I'm not sure what disappointed me. Okay, I can say like that necessarily one thing disappointed me the most, because we have our ups and downs. We all have that weird relationship with Pittsburgh hip hop where it's like, I say it's like my little brother. Like, you can't talk bad about it, but I can talk about it. I'll beat you up if you talk bad about it, but I will also beat up my brother.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
But one of the things that disappoints me, especially right now, is how people try to take advantage of younger artists who may not know any better, and just feeding them information that isn't necessarily true. Or, you know, we have some individuals who try to put themselves on pedestals when we really don't have anything tangible to show what they've done. I won't say a lot, but we have some people like, oh, you know, I am a legend. I have done this. I've done this. Like, or, but what is it? Like,
What is it exactly that
says,
you've done?
Can you show me, like, you know what I mean? Like, Goodnight, for example, Goodnight's been around. Goodnight got
Goodnight's a legend.
Right. And he got footage of a bunch of other people who can be considered legends. But
Yeah.
there's other people where you're like, I don't know what you've done. Like, where's your bio? Like, I want to see it. And not that I'm trying to be a jerk, but like, show it to me so I can understand what it is that you're offering, especially when you're, you know, approaching these younger artists and trying to, you know, make yourself seem like something that you may not be. So it's like Pied Piper syndrome to me. Mm-hmm. And I don't like that. I don't like when people try to take advantage of artists, especially in the hip hop scene, because we're already the underdogs.
We're already the underdogs.
Yeah.
And so what gave you the most pleasure about Pittsburgh hip hop?
I don't want to be one of these people, but it was Shadow Lounge era.
Oh man.
And I regret that I wasn't involved as much as I maybe wanted to. I didn't come around until like the last couple years. I just showed up and was like, because I used to drive by and be like, I don't know, I don't think doesn't look like it's for me. And then one day I just showed up like, well, I'm here now.
Yeah.
But I do that with a lot. I do that with a lot of places. But when, you know, we didn't have a lot of venues, they opened their doors to us, to me and Scrap, to do Proud to Be Local. And it was just like to have people come out and like pack the space for these shows. And it was fans. It wasn't a bunch of rappers in a building. That made us that was everything.
I always
was
felt
everything.
you and Scrap together was just magical. Both of your minds. I just look at both of your minds like, whoo, I wish I could think like that. Shout out to Justin Strong, because
Yeah, definitely shout out Justin
you know, I went to him one day and I said, Justin, I got an idea. He said, what's your idea? I said, I want to have a lot of hip hop and a lot of food. He's like, What you want to call it? I said, I want to call it the Hip Hop Buffet Series. And I want to do it once a month. And I said, I want the food to be free. And I want to stream it to my website. And it's like, do it then. You could do it here. And that changed my life.
And it wasn't like crappy food. It was good food.
Oh,
it was like
yeah.
actual food. It wasn't just like, here's
Pizza
your
in the box.
celery and ranch, right?
No.
Here's some crackers.
I had a cook specifically for that. But what I really enjoyed about it was he didn't overprice us. It was a fair price.
$35.
Fair price. And he provided like the speakers. The DJ literally just had to plug and play the mics. He gave us so much. And I was so glad that the Shadow Lounge was able to reach the heights that it did, bringing in people like Harris One and big names. They're coming to the Shadow Lounge. The place is legendary. So shout out to Justin for that, because he gave anybody who had an idea an opportunity. And I like to credit myself, because before I started throwing shows there, he would not gangster rap in there. He just wouldn't. They called it the bougie place, the backpacker place. I said, well, Justin, I'm gonna have all kinds of hip hop here. Never had a fight, never had a shooting, never had any problems there. And I said, I'm going to do this. He said, okay. Never had a problem. So it allowed him to ease up on that policy and allow different types of, raw entertainment with throw shows, different like that. So shout out to Justin for that. He's a visionary that we did not appreciate that we should have, but he definitely inspired us. He inspired me and a lot of people. So
yeah, and I think I didn't come around there until maybe like 2010 or so, and it was a time in my life when I had a lot going on, and I just was like confused about a lot of stuff. But I knew that I could go there on any given night, and there would be something interesting going on, and I felt safe in there.
Felt safe. That is the number one thing.
I could watch people be who they were. Nobody was judging you. It was just nothing.
I actually danced when he had the Ava Lounge on the other side. I was dancing. And I'm really shy, believe it or not. I'm a very shy person. So me outside dancing wasn't the thing.
I tell people I'm too cool to dance, but if I have enough drinks, I might get uncool.
Yeah. I don't drink, so I can't even get loose because I don't drink. So it was like, I'm just going to do it.
Right, just do it.
I'm just going to do my dance. And I did it. I did it well.
Look at you go.
Look at it. Had a good time. I think, what you've contributed to this city should be documented properly. I felt like my contribution should, so I made a documentary. Nobody else was going to do it. Do you plan on doing something like that for the artist contributions that you've made to the city?
That is a great question. I've never
Thank you.
I've never thought about that.
I do this though. This is what I do over here.
I see you.
Oh, yeah.
I see you doing it.
Look, I just want to show you. That's blank. There's no questions on it. It's all blank.
No, you're doing a great job.
Thank you. This is free.
No, not for me, but I bought myself a DVD player.
I'm so proud of you.
To hook up to my computer so that I could scrap, we have this footage and stuff on CDs and DVDs from Proud to Be Locals and the music awards and stuff, and I want to put that somewhere so people can see it, because so many people were involved. When we had the list that was downtown, I was like, well, here's names of 60 women that weren't included on the list. It's because these people were in our shows. And it's I know they existed because I was there, and I see their names on the flyer, and I have pictures of these people, and we all look so young and cute. And
I was slender.
Listen, you look exactly the same, and your teeth are always amazing.
I got 8 of them left. Just the front one. Thank you.
I always be like, look at Pusha's teeth. She the best teeth. You and Miss Money. I swear, y'all have the best teeth.
Hey, Money got this. Money really got it on lock right now. She is doing some phenomenal things. Shout out to Miss Money. She's involved with the new Jordan Miles center downtown.
Okay.
So she's doing the youth advocate stuff down there. She's bringing in a lot of big shows. I really think it's her time here. And not a better person to do it, because they love her. The young people love her. They follow her. They support her. So it's good to see that. It's good to see people don't understand. When we put these ideas out there, these Proud to Be Locals, these PMSs, these hip hop buffets, we put them out there for you to take them and do the next thing.
Yeah.
It's not biting if you're excelling and you're doing better. I think the only problem I have with anybody in this city is they forget where it came from. And we can't keep doing that. We can't do that. That's like me saying, yeah, I was the only one on PCTV and not giving homage to Hip Hop Video Magazine.
Yeah.
How you can't do that. You have to. You have to pay homage. And that's one thing that Pittsburgh does not do. Does not pay homage.
Yeah, I passed PMS off to Bree from, Pirate Gang.
Yeah.
And I was basically like, just shout me, just give me credit.
Yeah.
That's because I don't have the energy to do those shows.
Are they still doing them
anymore? She hasn't done one yet. But I was just like, here, if you want to continue this, like,
man, give me my props.
Just give me my credit.
And do it right. Don't take my name and don't do it right. Young people, do it right. I have this thing where people always worry about it being big. Don't worry about it being big. Make sure it's right.
Yeah.
Make sure it accommodates the people the way it's supposed to. If you say when I said it was free food, like you said, it was good food. It was food.
Right. It wasn't cereal.
It wasn't cereal. It wasn't like pizza in a box and you go pick your own. It's like, I had servers. We served people. And it was free. When I said it was streaming, it was really streaming before all this Facebook hit a button. So keep those traditions that we laid out. That's the only thing. That's how you pay homage, and that's how you show respect. If you're going to do PMS, do it how Hollywood do it. Put your spin on it. Make sure it has to respect the organization. It's thrown on time. And make sure it's like that, or don't use my name.
Yeah, and and Bree's good people, and
That's
I know
what's
she'll
up.
do it right, whenever she gets around to it, and I'm happy to help, like, facilitate in the background. I just don't have there is a lot of stuff that came with it, like in the background, like, and I'm just like, I don't have the capacity to deal with other people's feelings when I'm trying to do
business
this for my community.
Yeah.
And I just don't need the extraness.
We're going to talk about some extraness when we come back because Dr. Hollywood, the doctor has spoken, wrote a book, y'all, and I have it.
That's right.
I have the book. It is called Mushroom Logic. We're going to get into it. Volume 1, Doves Can't Cry. That's stupid. We're going to talk about this. This is just a masterpiece of doing whatever the F you want just because you effing can. We'll be right back. This is the B.O.B. Business Over Bull. You know what we got to do. We got to pay our bills. And that means we got to show off what we do on this channel. So y'all watch it. We'll be right back.
Hotter than your favorite, hotter than your greatest. I'm colder than your favorite, they steady. Hotter than your favorite ladies. Cardi B, Rihanna, face it, that's a sexy statement. So
Good evening, beauties. I am your hostess with the mostest, Simply Sheba. You know the slogan, I do what I want and not what I can. Thank you for joining me in a little game that we here at the Me and Ma Show like to call No.
Hey everybody, it's Petra.
What's up? I'm Key.
I'm Jay Christian, and we are the Cognac Room Podcast, a drink-infused podcast about adulting and male and female interactions.
Pittsburgh Hall of Fame. Pittsburgh artists, do you plan to be here? It's Pittsburgh Hall of Fame, April 5th, 7 p.m. Insomnia Music Room. If you're in the building, make sure you meet her. CEO K.Bey from Grind City Media will be in the building conducting live interviews as we stream to Grind City TV Network, Roku, Live. If you're down, you can get featured in Grinders Magazine or have your music played on W Grind Radio. Hey, this is Grind City Media, major media for indies.
Husband talk about pressure, I don't feel pressure. Send a text on the chat line, give out some testers, then back to my leisure. I got bro to the end card, that's my brother, that's my brother, that's my brother.
Had to run that twice because we're dope. And we're going to be live Saturday night at the Galaxy, going down for the bars. what is it? Battles over bars, bars for battles. No chill. And we're going to be live next Friday night. Insomnia Room. Southside. Streaming. We getting interviews. So, anywho, we are back. Dr. Epps, a.k.a. Holly Hood is here. And I have the book, Mushroom Logic, Volume 1. Doves Can't Cry. That's Stupid. Did you draw this?
No, AI did that.
AI. This is okay.
Shout out to AI.
Shout out to AI. All right. Now, when I first seen the name, mushroom. Were you on mushrooms when you did this book?
With the things that I wrote, yes.
You really do mushrooms? Do you still do mushrooms?
Yes.
I never did a mushroom.
Days ago, I did some too.
What do they do to you?
They make, all right, so like in all seriousness, like for me, you know, because they say we only use like 10% of our brain or whatever, I feel like it allows me to access other parts of my brain.
Well, I got a couple things here. Now, first of all, you tell them what the book's about.
Okay, so I am a plant medicine fanatic. Whatever fanatic means, maybe not fanatic, but like, yeah, I'm a user of plant medicine.
Plant medicine, interesting.
I've been engaging with magic mushrooms since about 2011. And when I eat them, I write a lot. I have notebooks upon notebooks upon notebooks of things that I've written. And so some of the things as I'll go back through them later, I'm like, yeah, like that's kind of wow, like what I wrote, and I'll think about it. And so I would type them and put them in picture frames and put them in my shop, and people were buying them. And people would be like, yo, this makes sense to me. And I'm like, right here, right, me, you.
You do mushrooms, don't you?
Yeah. No, for some people, I'd be like, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, I know, I spot my people because we're on the same. If it makes sense to you, then we know what's up.
Know what it is.
And so I was like, you know what? Let me put these into a book. So I took 100 of them, put them in the book with a little intro about my first experience with mushrooms, and there you have it.
Magic mushrooms. Mine's a sign. I don't know if y'all that special, but mine's a sign. When I read it, I was like, first of all, this is the absolute definition of doing whatever the F you want to because you can effing do it. Period. They're literally one sentence. At first, I thought I got bamboozled until I started reading them. So here go a couple of my favorites that I picked out. First of all, the first one I said, make your mess make sense.
Yes.
Okay, what was your mess? And I'll tell you mine.
Oh, I have a lot of little messes, but I mean, it could be like, you know, like I don't remember when I wrote that, but I can imagine like in my room, like I have like my candles and my incense, and to somebody else it might look like a mess, but to me it makes sense. Like everything's where it needs to be.
Yeah.
You know, like, or my mom will come in like, you got all this stuff in your dining room, but I know it's my stuff. I know where it is. So for me, it makes sense. It's not just a mess. Or if you got some mess going on in your life, whether it's a relationship or your job situation, like make it make sense for you. Make sense.
Yeah. When I read that, I interpreted it like all the stuff, all the ideas that I have in my head. And again, going back to what people tell me I cannot do, it's starting to make sense now. Mm-hmm. I made it make sense. Y'all didn't understand what I was trying to do.
Right.
But I made it make sense. Do you feel me now? You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was one of the ones that hit me. The other one was, we just want to peer through the curtains without having to read the fine print. Your interpretation.
So like we just want to like look at things from the outside without having to like really get involved in the weeds. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, people don't want to actually do the work. They just want to look at it and say they were a part of something without getting their hands dirty. Or like, you know, finding out what's really involved. Mm-hmm. Like it looks pretty, it looks fun
it's
when
fantastic.
you look on the outside looking in, but then when you get into it and you see what somebody else has to deal with, you don't want to.
You don't want to do it. Now all of a sudden you're not interested.
Right.
You ain't make that mess make sense. You know, for me, I took that like, how come people have to be so complex with their shit? Why can't the statement be exactly what it is? Mm-hmm. If you say this is what you're going to do, let that be what you're going to do. Yeah. Why is it all these other conditions that come up later? Yeah. You feel me? I love you, but 6 months from now, I'll proceed. But back then, why are you changing the script, fam?
Right. You love me. You love me not.
Yeah,
I'ma
man,
be
keep
me.
that shit the
Rest
way
in
you
peace,
said
Soulja
it
Slim.
was. Why you changing up? I'm so tired of waking up. My eyes open means nothing. I see all the shit anyway.
Yeah. Well, that could have a couple meanings. Like, I get it. I see a lot of stuff in my dreams. Like, that's how I get messages about stuff.
Oh,
so,
nice.
like, if somebody's like not doing right by me, it'll come to me in a dream. So I don't need to be awake to be woke. And I don't like waking up. I like to sleep. So
I like
don't
to
get
sleep
enough
too.
sleep.
I like to
So
sleep
it's
too.
just like,
When I interpret that one, I felt like, you know, there's a lot of stuff that people think they doing behind your back. A lot. I see you. I might not say anything. I might not respond. Some people try to be blatant and do it in your face just so they can get a reaction out of you, right? And I used to react. Yeah, that button pusher. K.Bey don't react, but the button pusher would react. And I felt then that I had to, because there was this brick wall that I had to get through. So I'm gonna react to everything that come near this wall, because I'm kicking you and that wall in.
Yeah.
It wasn't a door; it was a brick wall when when I started. So, but now I don't react; I just watch, because I'm more in the filter stage now. If that mess makes sense, I might get involved with that mess. But 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna make sense, because I'm comfortable. I'm cool. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Why?
Right.
Fuck, I'm comfortable.
And also, we know, like, we got stuff that we're working on, and we can't waste our energy trying to change somebody else's mind.
I can't change your mind.
Change your mind. You don't want to learn, and I got to leave you where you're at because I got stuff to do.
I got stuff to do. I think that was, when I look back, the button pusher was, my job was to push you, beat your ass about you. And I wasted a lot of energy and years trying to convince you how dope you were.
Yeah.
I ain't got that shit to do no more, because when I got beat down and I got wore down, there was no one there to say, hey, you are dope, Buttons. It's okay. I had to drag that ass up myself. So, yeah, I see all that. I'm cool. All right, here we go. Let's publish this shit, because then no one will care.
I don't know. It's just like, I was like, you know what, like when all this stuff was in my notebook, like it just seemed like so secret and sacred. And I was like, well, let's put it out to the world, and then maybe nobody will care about it, and I can be like, "Who I got it out there." Because it is, like, for me, a lot of that stuff's really personal.
Yeah.
Or it was personal, so I was like, damn, I'm about to press the button on this, like, and send it out, and people are gonna read the stuff that came out of my brain when I was on mushrooms. What are they gonna think about me? And I was like, you know what? I can't care.
Can't care. Again, courage. I admire how much courage that you have in everything that you do. And this, to me, again, was an example of that. I am going to put what's on my mind. I'm going to spend the time, money, and energy it takes to publish a book. It is not easy to publish a book. It is not. It will drive you mother effing crazy to publish a book.
Yes.
I did 40 pages. This is 100 pages. I did 40, and I thought I was going to lose my mind. I'll never do it again. Oh, you write another book? I will not. I will shoot a video. I will not write another book. No, I will not. I will not. It's not my thing. But yeah, I felt like for me, the way that I interpret that was do what you going to do. Stop waiting on someone to care. Because they're not. They're not. You got to care.
Right. If you don't care about it, then
you got to care. And you got to care whether somebody see it, don't see it. Leave that legacy. That's what we're doing. This is our story. We're making our story today. Not his story, our story. Yeah. And at the end of the day, when we both 99, we get to play this back and laugh. This is part of our legacy. Out of all the shit we've been through together, this is part of that legacy. So put it out there.
And like when you published your book, I was like, whoa, like that's so cool. I was like, because first of all, who else from Pittsburgh hip hop scene got a book? And, a woman doing it too, talking about their experience. I was like, that is so freaking
Were you surprised at the content of it? Did you think it would be different?
No. I mean, I didn't, like, stuff like that, I don't go into with any expectations. I'm like, let me just see, what's going on here. But I was just like, I thought that was really awesome. Like,
Thank you.
Because, like, you do stuff the other people haven't done. So you also have courage, because who else had a book? No, who else has this?
I'm gonna tell you how that book came along. I'm gonna tell you how that book came along. So I'm looking through the footage. Shout out to everybody I ever cursed out in my life. I'm so sorry. I owe you all an apology. So I'm looking through the footage to put together the documentary, The Button Pusher Who, and I'm looking at how I used to talk to people, and I'm like, God damn. No wonder they couldn't stand your ass. Your delivery was horrible. Now that I understand what I was trying to deliver, but then I had to be hard. I felt like I had to be that way because, for one, you ain't hearing me. For two, you ain't moving. Let's move. But I got to a part where Cynic Lethal was talking, and he's like, yeah, and I was like, hip hop rule number 3, I'm gonna write a book. He said, yeah, do that, write a book. And I realized it had been 10 years since I had said that statement. And Buttons don't like to say something that she did not do. That is not me. So I had to write a book. And when I got there thinking about what I was going to write, because you know I got stories of how these people have treated me in this city, I decided that wasn't worth telling. Those stories weren't. I got stories. I'm sure you do as well. But I wanted to leave something that someone can build with. Because that's what it's about for me. It's always been about building. I watch you. I learn from you. You're building. I love you. You're not building. I don't hate you, but I don't love you.
Yeah.
You got to be doing something. Because that says to me, you can do it too. Whatever you want to build. And that's what I got from you. Whatever you want to do it.
That's right.
When I got stuck and I wasn't doing nothing, I go see, what Holly Hood doing? She doing what? How the hell? All right. How'd you figure that? I don't know how she did that, but I'm going to do this. I ain't going to do that, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to do something. Because that's what we're supposed to do. Motivate, energize, and push each other. And that's what I get from you. So, yeah, that's how that daggone book came. My 40 pages. And shout out to Miss Dorn, because she helped me edit that thing. And I thought I was going to lose we edited that book 4 times. My English teacher, I thought I was going to die. I was going to kill that little lady. Don't ask me to change because the way I wrote it, she's like, well, is it third person or first person? What is first and second? I don't know.
Pick one. What do you think?
What do you think? Last one. The party cannot be over. The party cannot be over. We're talking about the mushroom party here. We're talking about the hip hop party. What are we talking about?
Any party. I mean, we're having a party right now.
Right now.
If you're having a good time, it's a party. Right?
Yes.
It could be a party.
Right.
So, like, why do you have to make the party stop?
I think we kind of interpret that one the same. I keep looking at if I want to continue with all of this, being in the part of the world that we're in. It's not a media town, really. No. They have their 5 medias that they really want to deal with, and 2 independent media people that they want to deal with. We know the names. They're good. They're dope. They should deal with them. But there are more of us. It's not a hip-hop town. It's not a music town. So all the things that I really love are not running rampant in this town. And the parts that are working now or in a generation is not, they don't value what I bring. I ain't mad at them. They just don't understand it. They don't know what it can do. And since I've not made it to a plateau in this town to show them what it can do, I just wonder sometimes, is the party over? I struggle with that a lot. But it cannot be over.
It cannot.
I have not won yet.
But, like my youngest son makes music. He's a hip hop artist. And so, like what you were saying about this not being a hip hop city, I'm like, I'm his mom. And I'm like, I don't know what to do to help him because he's really good. And I'm not just saying that because he's my kid. Like, I've not seen somebody write the way he does since Lil Brucey was alive.
Wow. Shout out to Lil Brucey, man.
My heart.
Man, that was a good dude. He was a really good dude.
Yeah, he's one of the smartest people I ever met.
Man, brilliant. Another marketing genius. When he shot Murder and he's jumping from rooftop to rooftop and the helicopters are really that was real. That wasn't a video stuff. The task force was really after him. I said, bro, he's a genius for that. And Refbone kept rolling. Shout out to him. I think that thing we talked about earlier, I think that's where we have to go. For me personally, I don't want to manage you. I don't want to be a manager. No.
No.
I don't want to be your secretary. I mean, manager. You don't even understand what a manager's supposed to. I don't want to do that.
People are always like, "Oh, I need a manager." I'm like,
No, you don't. You want a secretary.
And a ride to the show.
Yeah, yeah. And somebody buy your food and hype you up and get your shirt printed for you. No, I'm not doing that. Oh, why not? Because you got everything in there. That don't mean it's for you.
And that I want to do it.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to give you free studio time? No, that's all the package. You got to pay for that. But I think, finding or putting together the right marketing company will change a lot of things. We have them here. They're very expensive. I think if we can find a way to put together the right marketing company, because everybody's talking about promotion. It's not promotion. It's marketing. It's marketing. You know that because you're brilliant. You know how to do stuff. So I think if we can find a way to do that, it can really influence what this new generation needs. Because that's all they really need. They found a way to get money. They found a way to make dope music. It's clear. It sounds good. They don't need studios. They don't need that stuff. They need great marketing.
And it just took me back to when you asked me about a disappointment. It goes along with the marketing is that so many people I see now, they want to be the best in Pittsburgh. Like they're so focused on doing all these shows here. I'm like, you rapping in front of the same 15 people. You're doing the same shows every week
with the same promoters.
The same people. Like,
you know what? I see the post she was on. That said, y'all finally paying orders. Congratulations, we've been doing that. Yeah. Kelly Mace was paying us. And see, the pay was different because when I did the buffet series, you had to sell your tickets and you kept half the money. Yeah, that's payment.
And there's different ways models, and also there's evolution. So some things we were doing back then made more sense, and like now people doing $20 to get in a contest to win $100. I'm not coming out my house for $100.
Well, I'm not coming.
Put on clothes.
I gotta get dressed. I gotta look at you. I gotta make sure y'all mugs ain't gonna stink because I'm a thing about smells. If I walk in and it stink, it's a problem. Like there's too many things going on for me to come outside and it not benefit me. It's just not.
But in regard to these, people just so focused on getting Pittsburgh's attention. Like we said, Pittsburgh is not a hip hop town. Who cares?
Nobody cares.
Ohio is right there.
It's right there. Philly is right there.
Philly's right there. New York is
Detroit's right there.
Like all you gotta do, I'm giving up free game.
Free game, y'all. Now. Business over board. Free game.
Go on Google, Facebook, look up, pick your city, let's say Detroit hip hop. You can find a Facebook group, join it, look at the flyers, see who's doing what, hit them up. A lot of places will be like, damn, we got this person from Pittsburgh who knows about us. So
they're gonna hype. They're gonna hype. I'm gonna tell y'all before you go to Ohio, do your homework. Do your homework.
Of these places.
Ohio's not a fan of a lot of Pittsburgh artists. Some of them are, but they will scam you.
Yes,
do your homework, period. I think that's the number one problem that we have in this city. A lot of people are doing a lot of stuff, but they will not do their homework to know who's real and who's not until they get burnt. Then they want to complain.
They don't want to read the fine.
They don't want. And they don't. What cracks me up is they don't want to read the fine print, and they don't even believe you when you don't have fine print. It be cut and dry. No. I'm sitting here showing you. No, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'll be like, all right, whatever. Anywho, Dr. Hollywood, what is your doctorate in?
Well, I have a doctorate in information systems and communications and a doctorate in higher and post-secondary education.
Wow. When did you find time to go to school for all of that?
I don't know. Because the thought of it now, I'm like, I would surely perish. I can't. I'm like, I could take a weaving class, but the thought of me taking a college class right now, I'm like, I can't.
Wow. Did you have to deeply inhale like that?
Yes. I needed my breath because I don't know. I literally have no idea.
I can't with you. This conversation is
dope. Me doing that was like me doing what I wasn't supposed to do. I had my first child at 17. So I was a teen mom. I'm not supposed to have 5 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to do all the stuff I did.
Yeah.
you know, and I was just like, watch. And I'm not just going to get a 4-year degree. I'm going to go get my master's. And then I'm going to get a second master's. And then I'm going to get 2 doctorates because I can. And also, like, I had some male teachers who had 2 doctors. So I was like, I could do that.
I could do that. Competition. You're very competitive.
I am very competitive.
Very competitive.
And one of the things that, and I started to write about this, like, one of the other things that, I'm a Leo. That's why I'm so competitive. Is that I saw an ad in the New York Times. I was in the back of a cab in New York City. I want to say this was probably like maybe after, it had to be after 9/11 sometime. And there was an ad that said, have a PhD, earn $300,000. And I was like, I'm going to get me one of those.
I need one of them.
And so right now, because I've been thinking about this a lot lately, so I'm writing an article about the fact that somebody owes me $300,000. Somebody in New York owes me $300,000.
I need that.
Because I ain't got 2 doctors, and I ain't got the money. I
need $600,000 now.
Right.
Yes.
Who are you? Identify yourself.
So what's next for you, Dr. Hollywood? I mean, I know you have a new exhibit coming out with new art, correct?
Well, it's some art that I've already shown, but it's art that I've also done in collaboration with my brother Oscar, who's
shout out to Oscar.
Currently incarcerated at SCI Laurel Highlands with a death by incarceration sentence. We no longer say life without parole; we say death by incarceration. And so he writes, and so actually 2022, yes, I got a grant from Greater Pittsburgh Arts Council to collaborate with him. So he wrote some things, and then I added a visual component to it. And we showed it July of last year over in Regent Square at Concept Art Gallery.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a show put on by the organization Let's Get Free. And it was a show that featured art from 60 incarcerated artists and people who are in solidarity with incarcerated peoples. And so we were part of that show, but we are also going to be a part of an online show coming up. It's actually pushed back till April, called Cogs in the Machine. It's about oppression and stuff. So that's one of the things I do. I'm an abolitionist. We got to get down to that abolitionist.
So is that because your brother's in jail, or is it just something that you were just interested in, as far as you don't like the prison system, you don't like the justice system? What is going on?
All of it. I've been around prison since I was about 2. So it's not a strange thing to me. It's always been a part of my life. The vending machines are literally the exact same they were 40-some years ago.
Same thing.
Machine.
They still got them little buffalo chicken things and the hot wings in the joint.
No, actually, because they took the microwaves out of the.
Oh, wow. That used to be the thing when I go visit my friend up there. Like, please give me all the
wings. You buy all the wings and you heat them up.
Yeah.
You can't heat up any food. You have to put everything on a paper plate.
Oh,
so if
wow.
you get a bag of M&Ms, you have to empty it on a paper plate.
Oh, wow.
Because, they want to push this narrative that it's visitors who are bringing drugs into the prisons, but it's the staff.
It's the staff. How we going to put it in the microwave? You ain't going to burn the weed in the microwave. That don't even make it came out the vending machine.
Or like they're passing it through the microwave. I don't know. And also, like, people are creative, so if they want to do it,
they're gonna find a way to do it.
My microwave, I can't eat my hot wing.
Yeah.
But
my friend used to go crazy about them daggone things. I had to bring all this money just so you can get it. I was like, here, bro.
And I've been to prison visits in California. Like,
now, have you performed at prisons? And would you?
I would, but I have not.
I wanted to get into that. More speaking now than rapping. I can be jumping on stage, but I wanted to get into that. If you know anything about that, let me know.
I don't, and I've thought about it.
'Cause there is a program that does that.
And I think it would be hard for me because of how I feel about prisons and how I feel about incarcerated people. It's hard for me to know that I get to leave. Like every time I visit my brother, like I go through a real like emotionally down period because I get to leave, but I can't take my brother home, and I know who my brother is, and he doesn't need to be there. So it's hard for me, and me being, I'm a dominant type of person to think like I can't just show up and be like, I'm coming to get my brother.
Yeah, right now.
Like, okay,
let him out now.
Yeah, I wrote a letter. Let's go. Get your stuff.
Yeah,
come on.
So, are you working for reform? Or are you doing that type of work?
My mom's really heavily involved in it. I'm more of an information spreader, just because of like my time limitations and stuff like that. And for me, a big part of this is sharing my brother's story.
What is this story?
He shouldn't be there. Big part of the reason he's there is because, at least my perspective, and I have to be careful with what I say because he has a commutation application in, but he was convicted of first degree murder. But for people who actually understand the definitions of the different degrees of murder, I don't believe he met the criteria for that because it means it was premeditated. And we have people on juries who are just average people who aren't involved in the justice system, so they don't know this. And when you go back to the room, they don't give you a list of definitions to refer to. Mm. And people are so used to hearing, first degree murder. Mm-hmm. It sounds like the worst.
He must have said that, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I really believe that's what happened. And there are some other things that happened during the trial that I'm like, that's not okay. Mm-hmm. But he does have a commutation application, and I know there's some, like the Pennsylvania Supreme Court is about to examine whether death by incarceration is still an appropriate sentence for people convicted of second degree murder. So, I mean, some things are moving. Things don't move as quickly as we like them to.
Yeah, not in the justice system. Yeah,
it's better than none. And there's also like research that's showing like up to a certain point, our brains aren't, even though technically we're an adult, our brains haven't fully formed enough for us to make the best decisions.
How long has he been there?
Since 2006.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
18 years.
He's gotten his degree. He's a peer certified support specialist.
Wow.
He's run their dog program. Like, he's actually in Laurel Highlands now because they needed someone who had a long enough sentence to come there and get their dog program started.
So he's brilliant like you.
Mm-hmm. And he's the person that, like, when inmates are having mental breakdowns and they're biting their own skin off, they're like, I don't want to talk to CO, I want to talk to O. Mm-hmm. And now he works in hospice, so he sits with the men when they're dying. And this is who my brother is. And a lot of people with those kind of sentences
for 2 cents an hour, it's ridiculous.
I'm just gonna do whatever because I'm gonna die.
I'm not gonna.
Anyway.
He decided to still be a man and live and grow. Salute to that, brother, man.
And if incarceration is meant to rehabilitate, then why are we not giving?
Why are we not giving a person that actually rehabilitated himself an opportunity to come out and do life?
Yes, and research also shows that if, let's say, a person who's convicted of murder does 20 years in prison and they come out, you and I, who have never murdered, I'm assuming you never murdered anybody, you and I, who have never murdered anyone, are 90% more likely to murder than that person is after doing 20 years. So why are we keeping people in there for life?
For life.
And who's paying for it?
We're paying for it. But we can't even get aid. But we're paying for this. Dr. Hollywood, you got your name in your hands in everything. Shout out to your brother. I'm glad we had a platform for you to tell some of his story because we like to cover everything.
And I will say, like, I have on my website, amberepps.com, there's a link under the art section so you can learn more about my brother. His address is there if anybody's so inclined to write to him. There's also a video snippet of one of the writings that he did. I put images to it.
Nice.
So that is on my website.
So let's talk about your website real quick. What else is on there? Can they get this book on your website? What can they get on there?
I need to put the link on there. So
might want to do that.
I guess I'll do that tomorrow.
So it's amberepps.com.
Amberepps.com.
Check her out, amberepps.com. We're going to go into commercial. We come back. We're going to flip it around to see if Doc has questions for Buttons. This is the B.O.B. Business Over Bull, and we will be right back. As soon as I hit the right button, button. I'm trying to hit the right button. You hit the right button. I don't never hit the right button. Hit the button.
Get this in print. Grind Daz Magazine Volume 6. Fresh off the presses with the Thank You DJ edition. Featuring Nico Cherise, interviews of the legendary Mixmaster Ice. From UTFO, national renowned DJ Black Steel, Canada's #1 DJ Quicksand, and others. Plus the latest from DeVivian Gray, Anna Rafika, and more. Plus news from Grind City. You want to get this in print. GrindersMagazine.com. Don't forget, thank your DJ.
All right, so this is the flip around. Any questions for me?
Yes.
Shoot.
So, what keeps you motivated to keep doing all this?
Oh, people like you.
Oh.
People like you and young people. I see young people making tremendous strides, from being rich rappers to being people who play basketball overseas now. Like, they have so many opportunities, and it's like, I haven't accomplished my dream yet, so I have to keep going, because if I stop right now, I'll let that little child in me down. So she's over there like, go! So I'm like, I'm going. Yeah, that's it.
So what accomplishment are you most proud of up to this point?
Up to this point, I would have to say being a mother and a grandmother. I love my son. He drives me crazy, but I love him. To have a grandman. Professionally, I think just being able to have all my toys in one place and play with them all. Like, everything in this building I own, and I know how to work it. Yeah. You know, I don't owe anybody anything. That's great. Right. So I think that's a great accomplishment. But bigger than that, when you look at like all of the things that I've done, has always been about bringing people together, networking and bringing people together. So when you look at Grind City TV Network, we got Houston, we got South Carolina, North Carolina, we got Atlanta on this network with independent content. We got Allentown just joined. We got OKC, Oklahoma City just joined. So we're getting there. And they're overstanding the mission and the dream. These aren't people like, oh, I just want to be down. They get it. They overstand. So we all pushing the same way. So motivating them and them being motivated by me, I have to keep going, because people are counting on me to make sure that is doing that like I said it would. And our radio station's up, and our magazine's going to drop on May 1st. They're counting on that. So I have to keep going.
What was your first show that you performed in?
Oh, very first show. Oh, forget you, Hollywood. Oh, my goodness. All right, so Kim Ill. You know who Kim Ill is. So I used to do this little program I made up in my basement. And I bring all the youth downstairs, and we would make music. But I would never come outside the basement. So she said, I want to interview you about what you're doing with the youth. I was like, all right. So I come up there, and we interview, and it was right around the time the police had killed Michael Ellerby. And then they was like, spit. Like, now in public? You want me to spit right now? They're like, yeah. I was like, damn. I just started rapping. And I consider it a show because I had never done it before. It's my first time on stage in public. And all the people in the room did this. Because it was really a poetry event. So there was no music. I just spit. And I'm like, okay, I did something wrong. They're like, no, that's appropriate. And this elder came up to me. She said, hey, you call yourself the button pusher? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, great name. Keep it. Oh. And I kept it. Nope.
That's cool. What's next for you? A mobile van?
Yes, actually. You told my secret. Yeah.
I'm not with
yeah.
number one psychic tarot readers in the city.
I mean, yeah, that is my next goal. I want to take this thing across country. I need to go meet these producers who are on my network. I have not met. They've been on my network we turned 4. Grind City TV turned 4 this month, and the studio turned 9 this month. And I've never met these people. And they writing for me. They repping. They saying my stuff. They adding my logo to their work. I gotta go meet these people, and I need to do it in fashion. I need to do it with that media rap. Like, we here. This is the network that you repping. This is what it is. So that's the next goal. Yeah, absolutely. You called it. Yep, that's it.
Good. That's what I see for you.
Thank you.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, you see me pull up on you. Trust me.
16.
Yeah, right now. Drop it. Right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. That's the goal.
Yeah. Like, what else? Who you interviewing next?
So I am going to be talking to Miss Simply Sheba. She is the host of this dope show, Hollywood. It's called Know Thyself. Okay. And she gets artists. She listens to their music. And then she finds 5 lines from 5 different songs. And you have to name the song. I did not win. She is in Oklahoma City. She's dope. She owns a venue down there, the Cigar Lounge. They sell their own cigars, and they also have a venue. She is like a brilliant media broadcaster. She's a part of our network. I'll be talking to her next via satellite in April. Yeah, 2 weeks from now. So yeah.
All right, that's what's up.
That's it.
All right. So how can people be on the show?
Wow, you just gonna do it real big now. So if y'all want to be on this show,
you turned it over this way.
Hey, I mean, you got the skills too. So if you want to be on this show, it's not very hard. Inbox me, but keep this in mind. This is business over bull. I know you guys are used to me interviewing artists and you get to come perform and all that. This is not that. I stopped that show. This is about people who have some lineage and some knowledge to share, not just their talent. So these bosses, for lack of a better term. I don't like that term boss because boss tell people what to do. I'm a grounder. I show people what's possible, but people use that term. So these are people who have established themselves in whatever lane that they're in. That is what this show is about. So yeah, if you want to be on, follow us on social media, Grind City Media LLC. Hit me in the inbox, say, hey, I want to be on the BOP, and I'll hit you back, tell you what it is. Yes, you do need a budget. Yes, thank you.
And you can follow me on social media at Hollyhood156.
156? No wonder I got it wrong. I forgot about the 156. It was just like at Hollyhood. I'll never to put that on there now.
Yeah, so I'm at Hollyhood156, www.hollyhood156.com, and www.amberepps.com.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, follow us. I just told y'all, or download our apps on Google Play. We got Grinders Magazine, get the green one. We got W Grind Radio, get the white one. And we got Grind City TV, watch Grind City TV apps on Google Play, www.grindcity.biz, www.grindersmagazine.com, www.wgrindradio.com. Check us out. We are the major media for indies and entrepreneurs. My name is K.Bey. That is Dr. Hollyhood. This was the B.O.B. and it was fan-tastic. So make sure y'all share this. And if you want to see the complete show again, visit the network. Add us on Roku TVs or devices. Do not go to your Fire Stick and go to the Roku channel. You will be disappointed and swear I'm lying. You must have a Roku TV or device. We're going to get those subscriptions up. We will be on the Roku channel one day. But right now, we're on the Roku streaming platform. Go at us, Grind City TV Network. Let us know what you think about the channel. And
Get this in print. Grind Daz Magazine Volume 6. Fresh off the presses with the Thank You DJ edition. Featuring Nico Cherise, interviews of the legendary Mixmaster Ice. From UTFO, national renowned DJ Black Steel, Canada's #1 DJ.
Intelligent combo with no drama or debating. Business over bull. We put the business over bull. Business over bull. Business over bull. And let's get this money, yo. Put that business over bull. Business over bullshit. Business over bullshit. Business over bullshit. Business over bull. Put that business over bull. And let's get this money, yo.